Hello everyone playing in the WayBetter game. Eddie Zamora, the Yum Yum Foodie, and I'm back and I'm gonna show you now how to make one of the most traditional Cuban side dishes on the planet, and that is fried sweet plantains, or as we call them, plátanos maduros fritos, which literally translates to fried sweet plantains. So, little translation. And so what is a plantain? Well, here we go. Here is a plantain. It's a specific type of banana. And we're going for the ripe ones. We want the sweet ones. So you're gonna look at this. Normally, if this was a banana sitting on your counter, you would say to yourself, well, this is probably gonna be gooey and uber brown inside and just mush and just be terrible. Not plantains. This is exactly the kind of banana you want, so you get that sweet, fried deliciousness that's gonna go along with all the other dishes that we're doing here in the game. It's just the ideal kind of play with your taste buds, because everything else we're making for the most part is going to be savory and salty, but here you're bringing some sweetness to the plate with these ripe plantains. But I'm going to show you what a non-ripe plantain looks like. Reach over here, and it's just a green banana. And we also fry these, but instead of being plátanos maduros, which is ripe bananas, we're doing, this would be for something called a tostón. Tostón are these like smushed, almost like banana discs, and they're twice fried and they're salty because the banana hasn't ripened yet. So there's not a bunch of sugars inside of there. So if you were to cook it like this, you were gonna get a plantain that's gonna lean more towards the savory side. That's not what we're doing today. Today we are making plátano maduro, plátano maduro. I just love saying plátano maduro all of the time. And you know what's funny is plátano maduro, as a kid, I would not eat them. I don't know what it was about sweet plantains, but if I would see sweet plantains on the plate, and the funniest part is I never tried them. I was such a pain in the butt to feed as a child. I'm surprised that I'm still standing here and my mother and grandmother didn't just kick me out of the house because I was such a pain in the butt to eat. But this is such a traditional Cuban dish. We're gonna be frying these, so we're gonna need a pan to fry in. I like a nice like Dutch oven style pan that's a little bit deeper, and I'll show you what that's gonna look like. So we wanna cut these a specific way. We wanna fry them and bring out all those beautiful sugars. So it's gonna go great with our main course, that ropa vieja. So now it is time for me to show you le piste de la résistance, how to get this fried plantain, or not this fried plantain, this non-fried plantain fried. Okay, so here we go. Let's cut these suckers. But before we cook any banana, we gotta make sure that our oil is ready to go. So as you can see, we're doing our little selfie cam here. Right behind me, I got my Dutch oven. That, what you see there, is a thermometer, because I wanna make sure that my oil gets up to about 350 degrees. Now, speaking of oil, I'm just gonna use canola corn oil, but any vegetable oil will do. I would say let's avoid olive oil, but a good amount of oil so that the bananas are gonna be fully submerged in there. Okay, perfect amount of oil, and also you want to put enough oil based on how thick you're going to cut your bananas. So if you're going to cut them thin like I plan on doing it, I don't need to have a ton of oil as long as my bananas are going to be fully submerged in there. I'm going to get the heat going here. All right, and then once it gets at 350 degrees, it is ready to go. Now, why do I say 350 degrees? Well, if your oil is not hot enough, when you drop something in a fryer, it's gonna absorb a ton of oil. We don't want that. If your oil is the right temperature, it's literally just gonna cook, caramelize it, and it's not gonna be soggy banana, which is no fun, no bueno. We don't wanna do that. Now it's time, while this oil heats up, to cut our bananas and get them ready to go. Now it's time to cut our banana. So here's our banana. What we wanna do first is cut the ends off. Just cut the ends off on either side. There we go. We don't need those bad boys. And then, see how you have the peel right there? We're gonna cut just into the peel. It's called scoring it, because we wanna peel these without damaging the banana. So we're just gonna cut just thin enough so it barely reaches our banana inside. There we go, just along the end, just a small little slice all the way around. And then, you can do a slice on the other side as well, but once you get it to this point, look how easy it is. They just peel right off. So there we go. Peeled our banana. Let's get that little vein off. And remember, look how dark this outer skin is, but then yet, look at the banana inside. Perfect. So now we want to cut it diagonally. So we want to get some thin slices. So I'm going to be cutting these diagonal. And I mean, I'm cutting I don't know, maybe about a ½ inch. About a ½ inch is a safe. And you want to cut these as uniformly as possible. So you want them to be about the same thickness. That way they all take the same amount of time to cook. There we go. And can you imagine that as a kid, I didn't like sweet plantains? I don't know what is wrong with me, but I did not like the sweet plantains as a kid. So, live and learn. Live and learn. Now, you're not gonna find a sweet plantain that I don't attack. And thing is, I invite you to get creative with your sweet plantains and how you incorporate them into your home diet. Because, I mean, I have actually made even an eggs Benedict and put sweet plantains on it. So yeah, you never know. This guy is a little funky angle, but I'm gonna maximize my banana. There we go. Beautiful. Let's do one more. It's going in there. So here we go. I've got these bananas that are ready to fry, and the oil is almost hot enough. But with bananas, you want to get a little bit of a space when they're in the oil. What I'm saying, you don't want them piled up on top of each other. So the best thing to do is to cook them in batches. You also want to get a plate with a paper towel on it, because here's where you're going to put them after they cook, just to drain some of the oil off. You know what? I think I'm really inspired and I'm in the mood for a ton of bananas. So what the heck? I'm going to make one more. We're eating bananas in the Zamora household today. Plantains, you can find them everywhere. I think a lot of chefs are starting to kind of explore what they can do with all these beautiful flavors. Okay, so look at this. There we go. Our plátanos are ready to be fried. I'm gonna go check the temperature of the oil and we'll get started. All right, so I can feel the heat coming off of the oil right here. It has just hit 350 degrees and it is time to start frying up some plátanos. Let's do this. Okay, so now it is time to get our first plátanos in. I got my plate over here ready to catch them, and let's start dropping these guys into the oil. Look at that, there we go. And like I said, we're gonna cook these in batches. And you're gonna just be amazed at how quickly they cook. I mean, you're talking just a few minutes when they start getting all the color. Go. This guy's already getting some color over there. There we go. I want them to start sticking together. Okay. Look at that. This is perfect. And you can even smell the caramelization of it as it's happening. Just wanted to really just cook this little first batch in. It's also great to have a spoon like this guy. So a little slotted spoon or a mesh spoon. So it's gonna be really easy for me to take them out of the oil as soon as they're done. You see? Look at that, I already got one side is flipped, and I want them to be even more brown. You want them to be, I mean, really dark brown where you can barely see that there is a banana hiding in there. There it is. So we get all that beautiful color. Oh, I can't wait to see you guys making these dishes and sharing them with me, especially if you've never had Cuban food before. It's so exciting for me to be able to share this with you. I'm so honored to be able to do this. Look at that. This guy's starting to get some color. There we go. There it is. Some brown. There we go. There it is. Give these guys a flip. And don't worry, usually the first batch is the worst batch, so don't be discouraged. when you're making these at home, they don't come out perfect in the first little batch. That's why I say don't put all of them in yet. You really kind of want to get used to and figure out what's going on with your oil and how, you know, if you're not used to frying, how that works for you. There you go. Well, my thermometer went kaput, but I already know that I'm at 350 degrees and I'm good. So I really don't need the thermometer right now anymore, so it's fine. And I would say, if you can, you know, jump on Amazon and invest on a thermometer that you can use for cooking. It's not going to be just used for frying. There's so many great things that you can use it for, and especially when you're cooking things that are a specific temperature. You want to be able to monitor that. Let's see. Let's see how these guys do. Oh, ooh, baby. Oh, these are going to be bomb. It's going to be bomb.com. You know what? You guys deserve another angle of how these guys are cooking. Hold on. You deserve some selfie, and then the other angle. Look at these. Look at these beauties. See, let's flip this guy and see. Ooh, look at that color. Okay, great. We still want more color on them. I mean, we want them pretty brown. So that brown is actually going to be the sugar caramelizing. So we want all those fragrant, beautiful sugars to pop out of these. Oh, my house smells so good. You have no idea how good my house smells right now. It's rocking. Got a little guy dancing around in there. Don't leave, don't worry, you're gonna get in. You're gonna get eaten. Let's see. Okay. Now this one is starting to get the color that I want. It's fully, you see this one, I'm gonna flip them all now. They're all really starting to get brown on one side. There we go. These are the plátanos that we want. These are the ones that people are gonna come over and they're gonna tell everybody about, and they're gonna get excited to eat. And look at just how simple it is to make these. Just literally oil and banana, and you're showcasing how beautiful the flavors of this banana is, because you're really not adding anything to it. It's highlighting how delicious these bananas are when they are fried. And I mean, I don't know, I guess you could fry anything and it's gonna be practically tasty, but these bananas, they are a hometown favorite for me. And here living in Los Angeles, they're just not as readily available at restaurants. But growing up in Miami, I mean, you're not going to find a restaurant that doesn't have sweet plantains available. I'm surprised they don't serve sweet plantains at McDonald's in Miami, to be honest with you. All right. And they're shrinking down. Ooh, baby. All right. Almost. So I just took them out, transferred them, and as you can see, they're nice golden brown. They're gonna be super sweet. I'm trying so hard not to grab one right now because it's gonna burn my hand, but I wanna try one so bad. But that is exactly what they're supposed to look like. Look at that. So now I'm gonna get another batch in, and like I said, be patient with them. Cook them in batches. Think of it as like an airport. All the planes don't land at the same time. Why? Because it would be overcrowded. It would not be a good idea. You don't want to land all of your plantains into the pan at the same time. You want to give them space to cook, and you can keep reusing that same oil. So it just takes a little bit of time. I'm just making a ton of them because if I'm gonna fry in my house and my house is gonna smell like fried food, I'm gonna make a lot of it. I don't cook for one when I'm making anything fried, because you know, if you fry at home, you know it's gonna stink up your house. Go. All right. So it looks like as many bananas as I have here, I'm probably going to end up frying about 3 batches. Probably about 3 batches is what I'm going to get out of the bananas that I have, and there we go. They're starting to get some of that golden brown color. You see some of them are cooking a little faster than others. Those are just the ones that went in the pan first. We're just letting the oil do its thing. It's at that perfect high temperature. There's something so soothing. Some people want to fall asleep to the sound of the ocean. I want to fall asleep to the sound of frying plantains, because it's just like one of the happiest sounds in the world to me. So now these, on the other hand, they're still a little hot, but I'm so dying to try one. Let's see. Oh, they're perfect. And inside, nice and soft and sweet. Oh my God, they're so good. And like I said, these are so simple to do. So, I don't want to hear any excuses. People did not get these done. And you're just looking at a couple of minutes on each side. All right. We'll go back as soon as these are all done. And let's try to come up with a nice way to plate these. All right, everybody. So I just finished my last batch of plátanos. Look at these beauties. Yeah, right. So look at that. Golden, brown. They're sweet, they're lovely, they are a party. Now, let's get funky and figure out how I'm gonna plate these guys. All right, so my fried plantains are done. I let them cool, so you wanna let them cool. You don't wanna just dive in there and start chewing into these, because remember, they are fried and they are super hot. I let them cool, and remember the oil that you used, let that cool down and you can put it in another container. I'd say put it through like a coffee filter and you can use it again. So filter out any little particles, anything in the banana that's there. And remember, your oil can be used over again. So don't throw away some good cooking oil. You can just use it again. All right. And I'm using one of my favorite little dishes. I think this is what I'm gonna go with, this cool little funky oval dish. It's funny, food isn't just about the cooking experience and the eating experience. You also have a chance to be creative in the way you plate something. And it's not gonna be the fanciest plating, but it makes me so happy to be able to get my bananas and just fan them out here and take up a ton, just a pile and mountain of plátanos that are gonna be on this dish. Look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. I am just throwing down as many as I can into the, I don't even think all of them are gonna fit into this tiny dish. And I can't wait to see some of the folks who maybe have never had fried plantains before. I can't wait to hear your reactions and see the photos of your dishes. I'm so excited about that. This is such a fun thing to participate in, and this is gonna be the Mount Everest of plátanos. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And sorry if you hear the air conditioning in the background running, guys, because today happens to be the hottest day on record here in Pasadena, and it is 110 degrees outside. And yeah, let's just say that that's nothing that you want to let trickle into your home, so to speak, especially when you're frying and cooking all those things. I had to keep the house cool because it is a scorcher out there today. This is probably the most ridiculous pile of plantains that I have ever seen, and I am so happy about how ridiculous this pile of plantains is. I'm so excited about it. All right, that's enough, that's enough. Let me get some of the oil off my hands here. Because regardless, even though you did put it on a paper towel and everything, you know, you are gonna get a little bit of oil. My dog Indy is roaming around here because he wants some for himself. But there it is, this beautiful dish of plátanos maduros, traditional Cuban plantains, fried, sweet, delicious, and there you go. This is gonna be the perfect partner with our main course, that ropa vieja.